Welcome to my Global Forecaster site, where we decode history by seeking patterns and understanding patterns that can be applied to the past and brought forward into the present to inform our decisions, to make better decisions, to understand the world around us. In effect, this site is all about collective human behaviour and how to predict it and understand it and enhance the ways we interrelate with each other going forwards. The journey behind this site is a personal journey. It started when I was younger and my fascination for military history, and that fascination has continued to this day. The understanding of how we fight wars, why we fight wars, who wins, how they win, is really sadly the history of mankind. It is an essential piece of understanding to how we sit here today in today's world. I studied physics, specialised in geophysics, spent my time in Papninian Jungle for 3 years, and I watched Papua New Guineans behave collectively, share emotions, one emotion spread to many, many become empowered with that emotion, charged like a capacitor and then discharged with time. And when I came back to the Western world and the post-industrial modern mankind, I thought of course we were completely different, but there on the trading floor of JP Morgan, the experience from Papua New Guinea was really obvious. Human beings from our society share emotions collectively and behave en masse. And that was the beginning of my fascination of predicting human behaviour based on their collective actions and thoughts which are unconscious. And we use those tools at JP Morgan to create new ways to understand and predict markets, and my career has been founded on those core principles. 9/11 came along, and of course we were all completely shocked, and it was difficult not to be reflective post that period. It was a shock to all of us. And my first response was it was a failure of the American immune system because the intelligence agencies competed with each other and failed to share. They had beforehand fended off many such attacks, but this particular moment it failed, or they failed to prevent it because of the internal competition. And that competition, I later came to understand, was a mark of decline, when the internal systems start competing against each other rather than working with each other. And that was the beginning of the creation of the 5 stages of empire model, which is the basis of my book, Breaking the Code of History. I now call it the 5 phase of life cycle because it applies to many fractals, from the individual to small companies to countries to teams. It's everywhere in human society. And this website is all about that particular theory being applied to understand today's world and predict events as they go forwards. Looking forwards, it's only clear to me that we face one of the great geopolitical upheavals of centuries, the shift of power from west to east and the gap between the two. We have to navigate through that, and the knowledge of how we do that is important for our politicians and our leaders to understand, and therefore we must understand it. Social models are the basis of this website, basis of our work, and they're shared with you so you can be better informed and ask more and seek more of our leaders. In the process of having greater understanding, I hope that you will all be able to take these concepts, create better outcomes for yourself, create better outcomes for our society, and therefore our children, in times that are essentially more challenging for mankind than ever before. So please join me on my journey to understand human behaviour greater and to give us more options and choices in the decisions we take in the future.